Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to a little discussion, a little observation about the energies lately. I want to talk about themes of deeply held pain resurfacing, reparenting your inner child, and forgiveness. I've been debating and pondering these themes over the past 2 weeks, thinking, why? And let me know in the comments. I feel like the energies lately are really going to the bottom of the barrel and digging up anything that is not pure, anything that is not coherent with our soul, with our freedom, with our ease, with our true core frequency. And for me, that looks like old relationships and old wounds being resurfaced. And I know people listening to this have been doing the spiritual path for ages, probably, or maybe you've just woken up, but it's happening so fast that you feel like you've come such a long way in such a short amount of time. And that's the perks of ascension and these global frequencies accelerating. But it can be really painful and really like a feeling of feeling downtrodden, of thinking and feeling like you had kind of graduated from that relationship, that you had stopped feeling that emotion, and then it comes back and you're like, dang, how is there still more to clear? And I want to say, you've probably had a lot of experiences in this life of being hurt, of being wounded, of being abandoned, of being rejected. And a lot of times it has to do with our parents, and a lot of times it has to do with our childhood. And I wanted to go live. I've just made a 3-part series. Basically, just part 1 is learning to release and express and fully let go of all the deep wounding pain that still lives in our cells, in our being, in our mind. Part 2 is reparenting our inner child, and part 3 is forgiveness. One of the challenging things about coming to Earth School is that many of us have signed contracts to essentially end generational abuse and liberate ourselves and the next generation from passing on things that our parents or their parents or their parents learnt through survival techniques. We are no longer moving into a phase of just surviving. We deserve to be free. We deserve to feel empowered. We deserve to feel stable in our emotions, and we deserve to heal our triggers. I'm just going to ask you now, reflect on your true sense of self. I feel like everyone here understands what their true self is. Compassionate, kind, deserving, worthy, loving, a source consciousness being. A bright little star is what I'm hearing. And there are some experiences that we've all had where we've been left to feel less than, left to feel undeserving, unworthy. And what I'm coming to realize, and unfortunately, but this is just the nature of the game, the people who hurt you aren't going to say sorry. Maybe they are, that would be wonderful, but for my life, and I know a lot of my clients, the people who have hurt you have potentially built such a strong wall and belief around their actions that cognitive dissonance leads them to be unable to reflect coherently upon their actions and upon what has happened and their transgressions, that they can't literally, 1, acknowledge that they did that, and 2, they will kind of never say sorry. And I think as an empath, and maybe you might feel this listening as well, we have the ability to see the higher version of people. Let me know, do you have the ability to kind of see someone's shitty behavior, but see through that and recognize their soul? Recognize that they're just trying their best. Sometimes for me, I see their soul and then I go, of course they can say sorry. Of course they can see this. Of course they deserve, they need to say sorry for these behaviors and we need to work it out. And sometimes you can get in such a deep loop of thinking that, and then that person coming up short, that these pains and these emotions never get a space, never get a chance, never get a look in to be fully expressed, because no one's going to hold it for you. And I always say this guides always say this in client sessions, like it's very hard to be the one who has been hurt, who feels broken, who is going to heal it for themselves and be the container. It's hard to be the container and the hurt version of the self. But I just want to say, like, you deserve to be free and deserve a kind, loving, nurturing space to release these energies and emotions. And the great thing that I've realized about energy work, and this is what I teach my students, is like setting up a healing space where you can internally find, locate, see, listen to the pain, listen to the stories, feel the full expression of the emotion, let it out, love it, release it, and if you want to, replace it with something else. Is such a powerful tool. But guess what? It's also like really fast and really effective. If you felt lately that you're just purging and purging and purging, I promise you the light at the end of the tunnel is going to take you into a frequency version of yourself that is so much more brighter, so much more empowered. And that's kind of where we're all heading. None of these pains and hurts can really come along with us. So they're saying, let's just open up the channel for a minute and let's just find right now one little emotion that's been niggling with you. I'm just going to put on some music. This is going to be a very short little game. Come back to this if you want to. Okay, so just feel your body. Place a hand on your heart. Recognize that you are a human. That you have stored emotions. You have experiences where people have hurt you. There are trapped emotions that are hindering you from feeling empowered, powerful, loved, free. These emotions are also stagnating opportunities, timelines, and realities that are of your highest preference. These trapped emotions are stagnating those realities to be birthed here and now. What is one main emotion that you've been holding for a very long time? The first word that comes to mind. Hurt, pain, disappointment, anger. Feel that emotion and come inward. Feel like you can open your eyes on the inside of your body. Where does that emotion live? The heart, the sacral, your chest. How long has this emotion lived within your body? Since I was 7, my whole life. How long has this emotion lived within your body? If you can, journey back to that memory now. Go to that scene where that person or that experience made you feel like this. Was there a word that was said And now feel yourself as an adult standing next to that version of yourself. Feel your higher self in this space. Feel your team of light surround this little version of you. Now, feeling into that body, that location. They're saying, what belief did you unconsciously, subconsciously take on about yourself? And ask yourself, does that belief originate from your soul? Does that belief negatively affect your life as an adult? Kara undra kara otolo kotoyeta. Dashirara undrari ratoye. Even though it is not your fault that you experienced these emotions, it's your responsibility now to no longer house them as a representation of yourself. Giving permission in this moment as we call on your galactic family, your spirit team, your guides. Saying aloud in your mind, I am ready to let go of this hurt and this pain. As I gently bring a healing light through your system, and this light connects into the heart of God, into the heart of Source. Saying in your mind, I am ready to rewrite this story. I'm ready to release this pain. Rumbra cartaria namarataria undraria ratarakaratarakatoisia rakakorruta shumbrasi sila rakatokurtoko maria rataria tratria 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 trai tratria trakarakortoia rakatarian tarian rakatarian rakarakoshkarataria tarakata. Feel that energy gently dissipating. Understanding some hurts are deeper, some hurts are more tender. Just going as gently or as deep as you wish. And now feel that version of yourself turn to your adult self, the version of you that is empowered, and reenact that same situation, that person who hurt you, that person who said that, treated you. In that situation, feel your higher self and your adult self now stepping in. Let your inner child pull away from that person who is hurting you and turn toward your adult self. Let your adult self now speak to that version. And as you're talking to your inner child, telling them you love them, you're proud of them, don't worry, don't listen, that person's hurting. Allow the healing light of empowerment and repair. The confidence to stand tall in your light. Allow a new script, a new story, a tethering to your light. And gently, if it feels right, looking at the person who hurt you, and if it feels right, saying thank you for this experience for me to grow. I no longer need this lesson, these attachments. You no longer hold power over me. You are blessed and dismissed from my field, from my body. And if you're feeling it, you might not. Forgiving that person. Seeing any experiences that might have caused them to behave like that. Wow, I'm sorry your mother did this to you. I'm sorry society made you feel this way. If you can, ask to see the purity within them. It doesn't matter if you can't. No forcing it. And feel that inner child now step in to your adult self as you reclaim them now as whole. They are home now and they are safe. Feeling a warmth as we give thanks to all beings and guides for this little exercise. And just clearing any other charge from that situation now. And sealing you up in a bubble of light. Mother Mary just wrapping. And returning to waking consciousness when you're ready. So, I just felt like running that little exercise. I just want to say, like, it is really hard to be on Earth School. It is really hard to take responsibility for feelings and emotions that you hold. And it is really hard to come to a place of forgiveness for people, because some people have done unforgivable things. I know in my family line there's been like really horrible, disgusting acts. And this 3-part series isn't like spiritual bypassing or trying to get to the healed state. It's honoring the fact that you are hurt and you deserve to be heard and seen. And whether that's by a human or by me in the activation or by a friend or by your guides and your angels, they're all equally as real, if not more real on the other side than this game, right? But you deserve to be free from holding that pain. And I'm really sorry that society and system hasn't set up a space for that pain to be lovingly released and held. And that we are so powerful to re-tether and reconnect and reparent ourselves. And I watched this really interesting NDE talking about the power of forgiveness, and how when we think about other people and we're constantly judging them or criticizing them or saying this and saying that, whilst those feelings might be very true, those electrical currents, those thought patterns are actually attaching to that person and creating this template around them, creating a perspective and a label and a vibration upon them, which can make it very hard for them to break out of, because they're in training to the vibratory thoughts that are being pasted on their energy field by the constant influx, because we're all connected as one and entangled, right, from pure source. So when you're thinking things again and again, it's the same principle of manifestation. You're bringing that into your reality more and more and more. So it works on so many levels. Disconnecting from the pain and the stories helps your body restructure into your core frequency and release those patterns, which then, when those patterns are released, your physical reality is going to shift, because your reality is magnetized based on your signature frequency at any given time. And it's also relinquishing that person from having this projected label or construct of them. And then they're able more freely to feel a sense of lightness and respite and relief. So forgiving people and essentially breaking down the projections you have placed onto others is really powerful, because so many times in sessions, one of the very first questions that guides and beings ask when I'm opening up someone's energy field and clearing out their energy is, are you ready to release the projected notions and beliefs and perspectives that others have put onto you? To say that you're not strong enough, to say that you're boring, to say that you're however society or people make you feel about yourself, whether it's race or culture or your parents about your grades, whatever it is, we're all walking around with projections of other people's thoughts on us. And excuse my language, but fuck that noise. Like, that's boring and done and dusted. So as deeply as it hurts, as painful as it is, I really want to create a space to come together and rise up, to love ourselves, to heal ourselves, to forgive others, and just move on, because this game of division is really boring and really lonely. So I'll leave it there, but I hope that you enjoyed that little mini experience. Check out the information for the 3-part series below, and you deserve to be free and whole. Send you all my love, and I'd love to hear in the comments, where did you go on that journey, and what emotions are you really ready to lovingly release? See ya.